Hello everyone, I hope you're all really well. Today I'm going to be showing you how to arrange our Mother's Day flower box. So whether you treated your mum to it and you are the recipient of some lovely flowers, or you treated yourself to it, this is just going to be a really beautiful en masse flower vase arrangement that you can put anywhere in your home to enjoy. And these are some of my all-time favourite spring flowers, and it is an absolutely stunning day here actually today. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting, people are actually out mowing their lawns. So yeah, it feels like spring has finally sprung, and these flowers are perfect for this. We've got these incredible chunky ranunculus that are the most exquisite soft pink. And these are huge stems. So we've got those. We've got the double tulips at the front. It is so warm in here today that these have just completely opened to their full potential. You've got that lovely yolky kind of middle, and then we've got some really delicate, fragrant paper white. So a really simple 3-ingredient vase arrangement, and I hope you absolutely love them. I'll talk to you through kind of about care for them, and yeah, just. It doesn't take long to arrange these, but yeah, I hope you manage to kind of lose yourself in the enjoyment of arranging these flowers today. So I'm using our medium apothecary vase. Some of these stems are a little bit shorter. This one is about 20 centimetres tall if you're looking to have something similar. Now I always use, I'll tell you in a second. Tepid water when it comes to arranging your flowers. Reason being is you don't want the flowers to kind of feel like they've gone into any kind of shock in freezing cold water, and equally if it's too warm they will go over quicker. So it's a fine balance, so I always put kind of 2/3 in cold and 1/3 in warm. And now your flowers will have arrived to you in a compostable water pouch, so just simply remove the pouch. And you want to trim all the stems, and you can just leave them to rest in some vases or in a bucket of water. You could leave them to rest for even just an hour and they will completely kind of start to unravel. The ranunculus will probably arrive looking a little bit squashed and square. That's simply just because they are so chunky. They've got so many petals. They just need a little bit of air and a little bit of time to kind of relax, and they will just soon become a really lovely circular shape. I recommend with the tulips, when they arrive, so to remove the packaging from those, you could wrap them back up in the paper and put those to rest in a bucket of water, purely because it will keep the stems a little bit straighter. If you put them in a vase straight away, they will start to want to go over a little bit when they first drink their water. So that's a little top tip with your tulips, and the paper whites are fine. You can just leave them in a bucket of water on their own as well. So we've got 10 stems of the ranunculus, so all of those, 10 stems of the tulips, and 10 stems of the lovely fragrant paper whites here. I'll actually leave those in water for a second whilst I'm starting with these. So you'll notice on your ranunculus that you get a number of side shoots on these and a fair bit of greenery. I personally really like them, so I tend to leave them on. But it's personal preference. You can trim them down if you want to. You could certainly always pop one in a bud vase. I always think that looks really nice. Now, height-wise with this, I'm starting with the ranunculus purely because these are the biggest. They're going to start to take up the most space in the vase. This is going to be a 360 arrangement, so you're going to be able to see it from all sides. So really good for dining table or coffee table or something like that. And I'm going to be cutting these at a nice 45-degree angle, and then positioning them in your vase. So can you see how this one is actually, I'm actually going to remove that side shoot because it just feels a little bit tight, and I will still use it later on. And height-wise, I've gone up about another 1/3 length of the vase, or height of the vase. Just removing a little bit of this foliage. I like the foliage on ranunculus, so I don't like to remove too much of it. And just kind of starting to crisscross them a little bit. You could do anything with these though. You could make a really beautiful tablescape or mix them with other bits. But I love them just en masse, on their own, in their vase. These side shoots are really long, so I'm trimming these off and I'll use them on their own. And I hope whatever you're up to today, you just have a really lovely, relaxing day if you're mum or grandma or yeah, whatever your role is, or whether you've just treated yourself to some nice flowers. I really hope it is a beautiful day out there like it is today here. And if not, then the flowers will do a lovely job at brightening the day. So I'm not being too precious about all the heights being exactly the same. I think it's quite nice to have a little variation. And when these are so big, it does start to get quite tight in the vase early on because these stems are so chunky. So just take your time and consider the placement. That one. There. Just find your little gaps to pop them in. And I'm going to leave all these little side shoots over here for a moment whilst we start to do the rest of the flowers. And I definitely will poke some of those back in at the end. I always find, like in the times of like a really busy day or anything, just finding 10-15 minutes just to arrange or just rearrange some flowers in your home really does kind of give that, just kind of resets you, doesn't it, a little bit, and you're able to kind of just step back and think and enjoy the time. I'm going to be doing the tulips next. And you can see how these will probably arrive looking more like this to you, and you can see in front how they turn out. Yeah, just they're kind of like peonies in that respect, the doubles. So a little cut on the end of those before they go back into the water. I've taken the chunkier leaves off the bottom and just find a space for these to go in. And as with all flowers, always try and refresh the water. I'd say if you can, every 48 hours is amazing, and if not, every kind of 72 hours is perfect, so don't worry too much. I love this colour combination and the way it's such a soft pink and then made it all kind of brighter and lighter with the whites and the like kind of lovely yolky yellow. It just really, really, for me, depicts spring. All those lovely pastel colours. These ranunculus are fresh, delivered today, so you can see I've only just got them in about 10 minutes ago, so you can see they are still kind of opening up out of their shape, which is absolutely fine. They will go really, really circular soon. Actually, the vase behind me, those ones are a week old. So you can see the ranunculus just get paler and paler, just so soft and like so romantic, which is lovely because it starts to really complement each other. You can kind of keep turning your vase so you can have a look from all angles to make sure you're completely happy. And the thing that you want to avoid when you're arranging flowers en masse is any lines, any obvious like too many things looking all the same, that's where it starts to look a little bit unnatural. So just consider that, take a step back, and make sure you're happy. And then our lovely paper whites. It is a good idea to leave the paper whites away from the rest of the flowers in their own vase. If you can, 24 hours is brilliant. They can give off kind of sap that is a little bit toxic to other flowers. I don't personally tend to have too much of a problem with them, particularly with other spring flowers, but it is good practice to do. And this just acts as a really delicate and soft kind of filler flower. These are, again, about a week old now, but you can just see how when they open, that's covering quite a large surface area of space, and it's just really delicate and pretty. And they often come with these tiny little side shoots. You can see it there. That's perfect for a really pretty little bud vase that you can just peel away. And it's nice to have some of these a little bit higher and some kind of a little bit more into the vase. It just helps to kind of, it draws the eye in. I'm bringing some quite down low around this side. Just got some a bit lower just to kind of round off the shape and break up the rest of the flowers. And if you can, when you change the water, just give the stems a little trim. It will help them last a little bit longer. You'll be surprised, actually, the tulips will tend to grow a little bit, so they will come up a bit taller. So once all your flowers are in, just have a little tidy up. And I'm going to poke back in some of these buds. I just feel like they add a bit more of a kind of garden-y, hand-picked element to the arrangement. You don't have to at all. If you can find a gap. Adds a little bit of texture. And I think I'll save these little ones for my bud vases. You could certainly save a tulip or two as well, just to go with them. Or if you're doing like a nice little pretty tablescape, you can pop a couple of them on top of the napkins, just really kind of pretty and elegant. And that is your completed Mother's Day flowers en masse, just so simple, but I hope you agree that just so pretty. The colour combination, the textures, yeah, they are, yeah, like I said, my all-time favourite spring blooms, and I just hope you thoroughly enjoy them and enjoy Mother's Day and hopefully some time spent with family or friends. And I'll see you again soon. Take care.